This is Meri at the Meri Atelier, and it is Tuesday morning, August the 22nd. Welcome to my desk. Welcome to my desk. Today we are going to work on drawing owl envelopes. Yeah, this is the one that I did for Janet Burgess, and I'm going to make a card. I'm going to have to cut this down. It printed it a little dark, but that's okay. That's okay. I think with the white border, I think I've got kind of a gray border around here. I think with the more white border, it will show up a little better. Yeah, it's all right. It's a little bit darker than this one, though. Okay, so we're going to do that. And that's primarily what we're going to do. Dee Dee was showing these white paint pens, and mine came yesterday, and I thought I'd try them out in my tatting book. So we're going to see how these work. These are the fine point ones. We'll do that in a little bit. So my main focus is to do these owls. Let me get out here on my tablet and welcome folks in. Arlene is here, and Becky's here. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, good morning. It's good to see you in the morning. All righty. And if you come in and you're up in the balcony, that is perfectly okay. Welcome to my desk. I understand, especially because it's so early in the morning. Well, it's not as early as it's not as early as 4:30. I think I may be going back to my 4:30 time in about a month. I kind of appreciate this extra time in the morning. I have a cup of coffee. I kind of look at YouTube, see what's happened, and look at my email, look at the posts and that. And that's kind of how I start off have my devotions. That's how I start off my morning. So, good morning, good morning. Yours arrived yesterday, your white pens. You ordered those white pens, Arlene, and you love them? Oh, that's good. That's good to know. Let's get Penelope out of the way here. I thought I'd start off by cutting out this owl. Yeah, I printed it just a little bit darker than the envelope. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to, let me reach for it here. I want to make a card to put inside. And I'm going to have to be sure and tell Janice that she can open this. I think I put my extra envelopes back in here because they're not out. I don't see them anyplace. Let me put this up here. I want to get a card out. Now I'm going to make several of these, and that's what I thought I'd do this morning, is just draw them. Problem is I get to drawing and I can't stop. Here's the card. Now I don't know if this will fit. I don't know if, well, it might. I might have to trim the border off a little. I have an extra one that I did. This is a heavier paper. And I have an extra one. Let me move these out of the way for a minute. Of course, I have, my desk is loaded down. I'm going to have to get me a little cart just to keep what's out on my desk. I have a cart over here, but I tend to put my projects on it. I think that's the next thing in my purchases. Let's see, I want to reach for my trimmer. Trimmer. Where did my trimmer go? Oh. It's here. It's here. I'm just having to reach for it. And I found it needs a new blade. And I found the blade. So let's take this one out. and I'm going to throw it away. And we've got a new one. I use these titanium blades, and they're expensive, but they seem to last a long time. Find the little notch. There it is. And I don't know, I've been saving these. I got so many of them. We'll save it. Okay. I'm going to experiment with the one on plain copy paper first, just to see if I can get it to fit. These are the cards. And I think it folds this way. So let's measure. Get my ruler out of here. Ruler. We'll use this one. And you can't see, but there's a little band, there's a little embossed area right here. At maybe 3 and... I can hardly see it. 3.5, I think I can make it. And this, I think, is 3 3/4. 4 3/4. 4.5. This is 4.5. Now I could ignore the embossed area, and this is 4 1/4, the whole card. If I come over to here, 3.5. Let's cut this down first. See if I can get it in here. Now, it printed, however, but I'm going to have to trim this off anyway. I want to welcome you in. Let me adjust my chat here. Let's welcome folks in. Arlene and Nina and Kimberly, good morning, ladies, and Becky. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Paula. Good morning, Paula. She says, ugh, I'm already dropping the feed today. Mina says, I have a hot mug of tea. Good morning, good morning. Arlene says, I doodled a page in my black page journal, and the white looks great. No skipping. Oh, wow. I'm going to get those out and play with them before I start drawing, because once I start drawing, you know, I get so involved in it. Now, this is a trial one. This is just on plain copy paper. Well, it's all copy paper, but the ones I'm going to put on the cards is hammer mill paper, which is a little bit nicer paper. And I'm having to refill my black ink. And, of course, I just used the ones that came with the printer. I ordered some more ink, and it's there. But I thought I would use up what was, and it's on my printer draining out into the little tank. They say to use up the sample that they give you, but the black seems to run out pretty fast. So while I'm doing that, my printer ink is getting refreshed. All right, now this measures 4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1/2. My card, see, it's way bigger than my card. But now I don't think I can take it down much over here. I'll trim off the black. I might have to resize this bird entirely. Let's trim off, I might have to resize the whole thing entirely to get it to fit on the card like I want it to. Let's go in a bit more. And I learned yesterday, you guys probably knew this, but when you put things in your Amazon cart, and you use gift certificates, if you have one order, you can use, and I don't know if you can use multiple gift certificates on the same thing, but if you have multiple things, like I did yesterday, you can use multiple gift certificates. And that was nice. So I ordered a lamp to clamp on out. And I know I'm gonna have to trim this down some more. I kind of trimmed the tail off. This is just a trial one. Now, well, it won't fit the embossing. I could fold it. Well, it's embossed. It's debossed over here. I think if I put it like this, it'll be fine. Maybe trim this down a little. I'm making this one for me. Just as a trial. Yeah. It's not going to fit the embossed area, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and I won't do this here. I mean, I'll do this, but I'm not going to trim them all out here. Let me look for my tape. What did I do with my tape? Did I? Oh, take a breath, Meri. Everything's packed on top of my pencil box. There's some black paper I can play with. Here's some score tape. We'll use that. I put all these watercolors on top of my pencil box. All right. Let's just make this little card. And this is something you can do with your art. Becky makes beautiful cards. She uses the original art, but if you draw on your envelopes or something, or if you do a piece of art that you're particularly proud of and want to share, but, you know, you don't want to send the original, you could copy them on your You can copy them on your copier and make cards, because most people don't. Oh, I'm out of tape. Well, fiddlesticks, hold on. And so the last of the score tape that I brought back from Wisconsin. Let's see, I'm just going to put a little piece here and put a little piece over here for my card. Won't matter. I'm going to throw that away now. And Penelope. I want to welcome you in. Today is Tuesday. The week is in full swing. And it's hot this week. It's up into the hundreds here in Nebraska. And yeah, we're getting our summer kind of late. July was not too bad. We had a late spring, so our garden, it did okay. Then it gets so hot that I can't get out there to weed. I can't get out in that hot weather. And it's just too much for me in my old age. And so the weeds kind of take over. I do pretty good in the spring, keeping that garden looking nice, but when July hits and that hot weather hits, I'm done for. But our watermelon, you guys, we had our first watermelon out of the garden. And my brother is just loving it. He's gulping it all down. I went out there this morning after I woke up, and he was eating a bowl of watermelon. He says, "You better get some if you want it." I said, we've got 2 more out there, I think. That's still on the plant. I said, you just eat it. You just eat it. There we go. And then I'll leave the inside blank. I might have the density set up too high on this. I might bring the density of the ink down 1 notch. Where's the envelope now? Oh, did I put it up here? Yeah. So I'm not going to send her this card. I'll send her, I'll print it off again. But this is the envelope, and I'm going to put the card inside like this. So I'm going to do several of these this morning. Let me come look at chat. Let me come look at chat. Welcome in, all you lovely folks. Ruth, good morning, Ruth. Good morning, Paula and Becky and Nina. And did I see, who else did I see here peeking in? Elizabeth. Elizabeth, hi. Elizabeth is, are you our Brazilian? I think Elizabeth is from Brazil. Becky said, I make cards with copies all the time too. I even did a video on how to resize your scanned image to make 2 cards on 1 sheet. Well, that's a great idea. I'm getting used to learning how. Now I just plopped this envelope down on the, and in fact I did a half sheet, but it came out kind of crooked. What did I do with it? It came out kind of crooked. It might be on the printer yet. Is it here? No. I don't know. It was just a trial. It was a trial, but see, I got it crooked. But well, my idea is to and I got to get out my laptop so I can play with the borderless printing. I cannot get the borderless printing to work on my phone. I'll cut this out. I'll cut it out, but I think I need to bring the density down a notch. I think it's printing too dark compared to the envelope itself. So I'll put that up there. Let's play with these white paint pens. And maybe what I'll do, no, let's just play with them. Because here's where I was scratching my fine line paint applicator here. Let's see how they compare to the fine line paint applicator. And see if I can't open the box here. I think I got it open. I think these are all the same size, extra fine tip white markers. Perfect for rock, ceramic, metal, wood, porcelain, fabric, glass, stone, paper, and more. How to use: shake, press, and draw. Warning: choking hazard. Small parts are not for kids under 3 years old. White paint pens for rock painting, extra fine point. And there are 1, 2, 3, there are 5 of them in the box. I think the box cost me, what, $7 or $8? I can't remember the exact price. They weren't too expensive. They're Amazon. Artistro. Well, let's shake it. It says to shake it, so we're going to shake. press. I think Dee Dee learned about these from, there it comes. Oh, that is nice. It's a brighter white than my, well, just a little bit brighter. Now, my fine line applicator, these are just where I was starting them. But my fine line and this is a white gel pen here. This is in here. This right here, right there is a fine line applicator. And this is the paint pen. But what I like particularly, oh, cap doesn't stay on. Where did the cap run off to? Oh, I appreciate the cap that stays on the pens. I noticed that with the paint markers, the super tips too. The caps don't want to stay on. And I tend to lose them. Let's draw a little tap here. See, I like them because I can draw with them, and I think that this will be nice for maybe those owls that I'm doing. And let's see, the tap has some Picasso. And it's nice that you can get a nice fine, line. I'm wondering how the tips are going, if they're going to stay. Yeah, I'm liking those. I'm liking it. It makes a nice line. Yeah. Let's see if I can, I'm testing these white paint pens. Artistro, Artistro. I learned about them from Dee Dee Willingham, who learned about them from American company, and it's water-based ink. They call them paint pens, but here they're saying they're using ink. So it says white paint pens, but here it says water-based ink. So I'm not sure if they're actually using ink or paint. If they're using ink, you may not have to worry so much about the tip unless you get real sloppy. If you're using paint, I'm kind of concerned that they might dry up. But let's take my tatting book here. And see, here's where I documented with a white paint pen. And you can read this. But let's go over here where I haven't journaled yet. It looks like I stopped journaling right in here. So this is a row of rings that are joined by a thread. So that's what I'm going to write. Row. Oh, I do like this. Of tatted rings. Joined by a thread. And I have no idea when I did this. And this is the same thing. I think these were some of my, do I have any more in here? I don't think I do. I'm going to put here, this is my first long row of tatted rings. I do like how it shows up. Dry to the touch. And here I'm just playing with clusters, triangular clusters, triangle U, TRANGLU, LAR, triangular, LAR, triangular, I always spell triangular, tatted clusters. These are the ones I was putting on a bobby pin. And I said this is just a row of rings formed into a circle. So, row of rings formed. I do like this for writing. Into a circle. And let's see, did I do Picasso over here? I think I did. Make a one ring and Picasso. So I've already documented my Picassos. I'm just going to put, here I'm doing learning to do 3 Picasso clusters. 3 Picasso. I'm going to call them clusters. 3 Picassos at the top. Up in there. I'm just going to put more practice. Oh, this is a bobby pin embellishment. I leave that in there, I hope. Bobby pin. I should put one on a paper clip. I don't use paper clips, but I should do one just. I've been meaning to journal in this, and this is just more practice. I've been doing a lot of practice, and this is my first page border. No, it's not the first one because I did one over here. A long page border, long trim, I'm going to call it. And I've been practicing, and my first tatted butterflies. How can I do that up in here? Tatted butterflies. And I call this my meandered tat, which I just play. And this was, and I did put these together. Did I put these together? Yeah, I did. I only did 2-row sampler. 2-row sampler. And here I'm starting to work with chains. There's a difference between the chain, which has double stitches and a Picasso, and just joining with a chain. And I left some blank pages here. See, here I joined with just the thread between the rings. This joining with chains. Joining rings with tatted chains. And here I was trying to do and I think I could have carried on with this. I was trying to do a ring inside of a small ring inside of a big ring, and I got messed up right there, but experimenting. I really do like this pen with small rings inside, and I think this is something I could expand on, inside of larger rings. And this is just more practical. Oh, this is using 4-ply yarn, and it gets really thick. It'd be okay for trim on a sweater or a hot pad or something, but that gets really thick. And this is just more practice. More practice. I should do a page where I show how the effects of using different threads. I think this is the last one that I have in here. Let's go back to the front. I'm going to document over here. In this journal, I am keeping pieces of tatting as I learn to tat and experiment with needle sizes. I should do more of that, showing a ring that's tatted with larger needles and smaller needles, and showing a ring that's tatted with different sizes of thread. Needle sizes and thread sizes. So in this journal, I'm keeping pieces of tatting as I learn to tat and experiment with needle sizes and thread sizes and learn tatting basics. I'm going to quit there. I'm going to date it. I'll date this August of, although I started tatting, let's see, August of 2023. And I'm going to put note. This is, well, I don't want to put this. This is documenting my tatting journey. This isn't exactly what I want to say, but tatting journey as I think I need to glue down some of this. It's coming loose. As I started in 2023. All right. That's good enough. So I'm going to keep this pin out and put it in my little table there. And I need to, let's fix this corner here. I don't know what I glued this down with. I have some green tatting that I want to put along the border here. Some green. And I thought I would paint in there and maybe put a tatted, as I get to making them, a tatted doily in the inside of it. But let's fix this before it comes off completely. And I think in here, I noticed some of the, I never get the corners good. You guys, I always have to go back and fix the corners. I try. This looks good. And let's flip to the back and see. Yeah, the back needs mended too. That one's pretty good. Okay. So let me come out and look at chat. And then I think I'm going to start drawing envelopes. I have several that I want to do. I think I gave away, well, I need to do one for Christy. And then I had a giveaway. And I told Karen K, well, we wrote down Karen K on the, I don't know what I did with this sheet. It's over here. Hold on. I got to get these. I have a giveaway yet to mail to Kitty, Jen, and Becky, and Leah. And I have the tatted butterflies all ready to go. I just need to get them in the envelope and get them mailed. I'm going to try to mail these and the birdies and as many of the owls that I can get done this week. I'm looking for that list. It's here somewhere. I don't know exactly what I did with the giveaway list. I'll find it. I don't want to go through everything. I want my envelopes out. I'm just going to draw this morning. I don't think I'm going to watercolor. I want to get them all done. So we're going down to envelopes here. I got a stack of them. I'm going to pull out one for Nina for her owl book, one for Karen K's mother, one for Christy, and then I think I gave away about 5 of them. I don't have the list, so I'm going to pull out 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to pull out 6 of them just to be sure that I have enough. And only thing I'm going to do is get them all drawn, and then I'll go back in and start watercoloring them. But let's draw them first. Let me come out and look at chat. You know, I have this Amazon box that, let me pull it out. Did I put the list in here? No, that's something different. Let me put my paint pens inside my box over here so I'll know where they are. And I'm going to put some of this desk, minus the birdies, but put some of this stuff in here for now. And that goes with my watercolor. The birds, I still want to tat, I still want to embellish. This is for Karen K. And it's all done except for I want to do a little bit more embellishing on it. It's got charms hanging off of the bottom, but I thought I would put some blue tatting on it. I need to do that. The birds I'm keeping out. This one is for Chaz. She was the first one who won one. She'll be glad to finally get it. When she gets it, she's over in Australia. This is for Janet Nash. She started all of this, Birds of Hope. And this one is for Lala. It's kind of got a heavy head too. I might have to fix that a little. Well, if you hang it if you hang it, the head will hang fine. So if I knock it back and forth. So those are going to stay out. But all this other stuff, well, I need to finish my okra pods. They're staying out. But this, I'm going to load all this stuff up for now. How many boxes I have. I cut all those belt pieces apart. I need to get this off my desk. I have cigar boxes with stuff in it. I have cardboard boxes with stuff in it. But this is easy for right now. This is just easy for now. Fabric pieces. A little pumpkin piece. I think I'll keep that out. I'm inspired by that. I think Becky was making those, and I made them with Becky. I want to finish my okra pods. That stamp, I'm not going to put that over in there. I want to get some of this type stuff in here, because it's just cluttering up my desk, and I get overwhelmed by it all. It takes over the world. And then I can't find anything. Meri, you put it, and there's my double-sided tape I was looking for. Meri, you put it in the basket. Meri, you put it in the cigar box. You guys keep track of where I put things. Oh, dear me. Let's put these in here. And I'll have to come sort this box out later. I'm going to leave the okra pods out because I do want to work on them, but I have other stuff I want to get done. So the okra pods are going back over there. Let me just close this up or I'll spill it. Put it behind my chair. And the birds I'm keeping out because I want to get those mailed. So I'll keep those out over there. There's a rubber band. I'll be looking for something like that. And these are going to go in my August journal, along with the bird that I folded. All right. I'm ready to draw, I think. Yeah, that should have gone in the... I was looking for my pencil sharpener. It disappeared. Did I put it in here? No, I don't see it. Well, fiddlesticks. I hate when I lose stuff. I wonder if I put it back in the box. That come off of this? Which one did that come off of? This marker's about done for anyway. This is that paint marker. I think I'll put it face down. I do not see the pencil sharpener here. I see everything else. A little clip. I don't know if I put it in there. I hope not. Pen cap. Well, I guess I won't sharpen my pencils. I hate when I do that stuff. That pen in there. All right. Cussing myself out. Let's just get to drawing. And I think I'll probably zoom in because I want to draw, see how long it takes me to do these envelopes. And I've already played with my pen. I'm going to put the watercolors aside Let me check this pencil box and see if I put the sharpener in there. I don't think I did. I should have. You don't put things back, you can't find them again. I don't think I put it back in here. I don't see it. Shame on me. Let me lift this box up and see if it's over here. Usually it falls, they tend to fall up at the top of my, oh, I probably knocked it off on the floor someplace. All right, this though is where I'm started keeping my ink pens, but then I throw other stuff in here like buttons that need to go in that button box and threads and a stamp block, and you know, I just start throwing stuff in here. And that frustrates me because I want this only for my pens. But do you think I keep it only for my pens? No. Let's close that back up. And I don't know, this lid kind of frustrates me. The box is the right size and I like that it closes up. But the box itself kind of frustrates me. All right. What did I do with my phone? I put it over here. Let me reach for it. We're going to draw owls. And before I get started, let me refresh my chat and come out and welcome newcomers in. We got 25 of you. Dee Dee! There's Dee Dee. Dee Dee, did you see the owl that I did here? Oh. The owl envelope that I did for Miss Janet Burgess. It's here somewhere. Up here. Owl envelope. And I'm going to card to match. I made a sample card someplace. I made a sample card to match. Of course, I can't find it now that I made it. Arr! It's not here. I get so distracted. Oh, I put it up here. This is the card, and I think I got my density. I think I got my density too dark on here, because it printed. This is a print of this. And the printer printed it darker than envelope itself. It's really apparent in real life. The camera kind of shows everything lighter than it is, the bright light from the camera. Oh well. And I got this picture from unsplash.com. All right, Dee Dee's here. Good morning, Dee Dee. Becky said there are more tips in the box. Oh, really? In that white box of paint pens? Hi, Janet Nash. Janet, my birds are going to go out this week. I just go from one thing to another when I don't have the one done. Dee Dee says, I hate for her to not know that they are in there and lose them. Oh, tips? Let me look at that. I think they're telling me that there are some extra tips in the box here. I only took out one pin. Let me check. There are no two. Oh, yeah, there are. Two extra tips. Thank you, guys. I'm going to put them right back in the box. Let me put these back in. Thank you for letting me know that, because I certainly did not know. So if your tip of these pins get clogged up, you can remove it and plug in another one. It looks like these tips have a point here and a little notched inch over here that probably goes into the pen itself. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate the information. If I can get it back in there now. Looks like there's some printing in the top, too. On the inside of the box, there's some information. I guess you have to take the box out and... Oh, is there a paper in there? There is. Let's see what that says. Let me put... Oh, is that another one? No. Yeah. Let me see what that says, but let me put these in here before I lose them. All right, this says, oh, you can get colored ones. 30 fine tip paint pens, and you get a watercolor paint set. Scan the code for products for special price offers and a gift guide. Artistro. We'd love to see your art projects. Hashtag Artistro art supplies. Well, Dee Dee, you can do that. A community of 1 million plus creators. Every day we inspire our 1 million plus followers with new ideas, tips, and tutorials. On Facebook and on Pinterest. Artistro Official is on Facebook. ARTISTROOFFICIAL. Which side did I put that bag in? Let me put this back in here. Thank you, guys. All right. Let me finish reading chat as I'm learning new stuff here today. Let me go down to the bottom. Arlene says she didn't get both papers out. Artistro. Okay. Artistro. Becky, Dee Dee's telling me how to pronounce it properly. Artistro. All right. Somebody find my pencil sharpener for me. I think I'm going to, but pencil sharpeners are not expensive. You get the cheap ones, they do okay for. And my brother has I might have to stop and run out in the back porch and sharpen a couple pencils. I have some more of these sitting out on my, I could just run over to my recliner and grab the package. But this is good for now. Let's look at chat. Artistro. Hi, Irene, girlie. Good morning. Arlene, Janet says, Arlene, I'm sorry to be a pain, but the link to the pen scrolled off before I fetched it. Arlene, she wants the link to the Artistro paint pens again. Dee Dee says, we're working on that, Mary, the sharpener. I don't think I put it in that box because I kind of looked at everything that I put in the box. It's lost in here. You see, that's a clip. This is my pen box over here that I keep stuff in. And then I just keep, like these are straight pens. This is a list of streams. And see, I tuck these pins in here as I work. And then I started tucking extra scissors in because I took my cart because my floor is covered with journals. And these pins don't stay in straight, so I started putting pins in here. This is how it goes, but I don't think my pencil sharpener is in there. Got another little scissors. I use this doorknob. This doorknob came from my parents' house down by the river. My brother was tearing down the house, and he asked me if I wanted this. He said it came off of Mom and Dad's old house, and I said, yeah, and I use it for a scissors stand. It's one of my favorite memories from Mom and Dad. And let's see, there's magnifying glass and some numbers for my desk journal, a glue stick, a white paint pen, some beads, and a foam piece that I was using on that. And I'm not going to dump these out. These are little pails that I got at the Dollar Tree. And see, why do I put stuff like that in there? I've got this is just a stick. And I've got my carving tools in here, my spatulas, my palette knife. This is the magnifying glass that I made for my Nancy Drew doll. This is actually an earring with acetate glued on the back and glued onto a piece of paper that's all rolled up. It's starting to bend. I'm going to have to... But that's for Nancy Drew. And I got the big magnifying glass down here. So I'm not going to take all these out because I don't think I tucked it in there. So I probably did. And let's see, where's that other pail? These are pins. See, what I need to do is go through these pins and throw out, because some of these are no longer good. And then I tend to clamps on here. And then I tuck papers, because I keep this for when I'm streaming, if I want to know something, who's on next. And these pins really need to go back in Penelope, but she eats them. So I tuck those in there. And then I start doing stuff like this. And that doesn't fit, so I put it there, and my paper falls down. Let me put that back in. Come on, get in there. And then I tuck all my scissors. I was putting these over on my cart, but I can't put my cart next to me until I clear off all those journals. And I want to do another journal flip. And then I start loading all of these pins in here, just like that. I'll clean all of these out. What I want to do is get me another little cart so I can put this and that box of pins that I have there on a little supply cart. I have a supply cart, but I loaded it down with fabric and papers, and I can't get to my stuff. I usually keep, well, see, I'm not even getting all this back in. There's a cap. And I probably lost my pencil. There's my pencil. What's this? Oh, this is, I don't know what I did with my cap, but I lost the cap of this pen, so I made me a cap. Let's see if how that works. I tested it a week or so ago. Let's see if it's still good. Let me put all this back. I had to show you everything in there. But do you think I can find my little pencil sharpener? No, it's only because I want it. I don't see it. I checked all the... Oh, I probably put it in a cigar box. Well, I used it the last time I streamed. They're not expensive. I should buy me 10 of them. Let's check this. A piece of paper. If it's dry, I'll toss it. I'm trying to get a whole piece of scratch paper here. My fine liner. And I just rolled up a piece of wax paper. Let's see if it's... Yeah, see, it works, but it's getting dry. I can still mark with it. I'm gonna keep it for a while. I have a cap in there, probably the one that goes with this. All right, I had to show you my pencil cases here. All right, we're gonna draw this morning. But I was looking at chat. Now I need to go back down to the... Let me refresh chat before I get started drawing, because I go off into my own world. Janet says, oh, Dee Dee, not me or Meri. What did Dee Dee? Some people have the gift of spreading peace. Not me or Meri. Spreading peace? I don't spread peace. I spread junk. I do have lots of fun on my... Here's those other envelopes and cards that I had out. Well, we'll put them back over there. It's going to get hot today, you guys, here. It's been in the hundreds. Ooh, that's Arizona weather. That's not Nebraska weather. We're having a late summer. We had a late spring. We're having a late summer. June and July were pretty cool, relatively cool, 70s and 80s. Now it's getting up into the 90s and hundreds. I can't take that heat. Oh, I can take it. I'm just a baby. Let's see. Some people, let's see. Garlene grabbed that link. Thanks, Janet said. I agree, Dee Dee. Let's see. Dee Dee says something that they're agreeing with. Cindy says, sometimes just watching Meri go through her stuff is fascinating. On the hunt for a pencil sharpener. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm going to draw, and then if this one's got a okay point, and if it gets too dull, I'll run out and get those other pencils. These are just ones I got. The Ticonderoga, well, you know, those pencils. I get them at the dollar store. Package of them for a couple dollars or $1. Oh, Cindy, sometimes we just need to contemplate, don't we? Dee Dee says, anytime you have a stressful day, take a few minutes to watch Janet and Freddie. Oh, yeah, it's so fun how Janet and Freddie go on all these walks. Cindy Rain Girl says, Janet, yes, I just finished another journal, but I have no idea what I'm doing for a closure. Just lace tying it shut right now. And that may be the perfect thing to use. Dee Dee says, Arlene needs to go wipe her brow. Arlene says, I'll be back in a minute. Janet says, oh, Arlene, thank you so much. I got distracted with typing and sewing and sipping coffee. Meri, don't dig in another box. Too late now, Dee Dee. I already did it. You should know, if you tell me something, I don't read it until 20 minutes later. She's gonna do it. I told her not to, and she did it anyway. Janet, how are you doing? Dee Dee says, we are working on Meri's sharpener hunt. And Arlene went and got the URL for those paint pens. And they showed me that there were some extra tips in the box. They didn't want me to lose it. I appreciate that. And we're back to where Dee Dee taught me how to say artistro. Artistro. You are an artiste. Artistro. Arlene says she didn't get both papers out. Let's see. Info paper in the box tells to rinse the tip if clogged. Oh, really? Oh, was there both papers? Were there two papers in that box? I only got one out. I'll have to check the box. We're trying to tell her, Dee Dee says. Oh, the little birds fledge when they are ready. Becky's laughed. Becky said, I just hate for her not to know that they are in there and lose them. I'll lose them regardless. You know me. Although I do think I need another little cart. You know what I think I'll do on Amazon? They sell those carts that are, they're not big square carts. That's not what I want. I don't want one of those blue carts. I want one of those slender ones that they make for the kitchen. And I could put that right between my desk and my bookcase. And there's just room for it in there. It could just slide right in that way. And then I could put things like my pencil, my Kleenex box with all these pencils and stuff in there. And, you know, I could kind of clear this desk off a little because I really have this, and it gets crowded. About the size of one of these Tim Holtz. Laura Vasquez gifted me this. Tim Holtz, and my camera's crooked again. Which way? This way? I'll bet I turned it the wrong way, didn't I? No, I got it right. Hold on. Let me tip it a little this way. I need to stand up and zoom in anyway. Oh, no. Here, let me fix this. Let me zoom in a little. Yeah. And I have to wait for my tablet to catch up. There. I'm going to sketch. And I want it large enough that you guys... Now I have to fix the quality. Let's see what the quality on my tablet is saying. It's 144. Looks kind of fuzzy to me. Go up to 1080. I can go to 1080 on this old tablet, and I can't on my phones. Let's go back out to my gallery. All right, let's see. It's a great print. Paint pens have more tips than the box, Mary Dee says. There are more tips in the box. There's more tips. We got that covered. I saw the owls. Lovely, Mary, Dee says. Mary is scolding herself. I get so irritated when I lose stuff and I can't find it. And that happens every day. Tina, did Tina come in? They're saying hello, Tina, and happy new puppy. Did I miss saying good morning to Tina? Cam, Nad, Sam are supposed to come down today. Oh, Cam, Nad, Sam. I think that's Dee Dee's family. Cam, Nad, Sam. Dee Dee, sewing or crocheting today? Dee Dee says no. Arlene says Beck's Creation. She still hasn't looked at chat. Oh boy, she hasn't read chat yet. Did you find the tips? Well, I found them now. I'm way back behind. I can't see on this tablet the time code. I don't know why they grayed out the time code. Or maybe it's my... Oh, I guess it's back at 6:42. I can't go back any further. Let's go down to the bottom. You said good morning, Mary. Oh, typos. Laura Vasquez is the most giving person, Cindy says, I have met online. What a gal. Isn't she? She is one of the most giving people. She's just got a heart of gold, and she's threw some gold my way, and I so appreciate her. Riri. Hi, Riri. Did I say good morning to Riri? Good morning, Riri. I wonder if Penelope has the pencil sharpener. Nope. Nope. And it's not up here. It disappeared. It was just a cheapie, a little dollar thing. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Hi, Dar. Cheshire Dar. Cheshire Cat Dar. Riri, Becky said it's 102 where they're at in South Carolina. Oh, my goodness. Becky, I was watching... Becky and Scott did a walking video. They go explore different areas in South Carolina. And I don't know the name of the place where they're exploring. It was down by a dam. And Becky was showing the old locks that they had that they're not using anymore. And then she was showing all this kudzu, that how it grows all over. She said it grows a foot a day. It's kind of like a vine, and it covers everything. Sort of like a morning glory out of control. We have morning glory vines that take over everything. Becky's area has kudzu. But I had to laugh when she was showing that, because there's this advertisement for a game. Is it Merge Mansion or something like that? You always see it on YouTube, or I do, because I like to play my games, and they hit me with more. I don't have this one, but it's the little animated characters, and they walk into this old mansion that, you know, this realtor's trying to sell to her, and the vine and everything is outgrowing, is growing wild on it, and the little animated character, the one that's going to be the purchaser, the buyer, she walks ahead of the realtor, and she's you know, looking and checking everything out, deciding whether she's happy with it or not. She turns around and that kudzu, or whatever that vine is, I call it the kudzu, it completely enwrapped you guys have probably seen this game advertisement, but it completely covered the realtor, and she became entrapped in that vine. And I was watching Becky, and I go, Becky, don't touch it. Becky, don't touch it. It'll get you. Oh, Dee Dee's laughing. Let's see. Not at that. I'm scrolling back. All right, we're back to the start. Pam, Stitch It Pam. Good morning, Pam. Yes, we have morning glory take over our rock garden. It loves the river. The river walk with Becky. That was really, I enjoy when you do those, and I enjoyed Becky and Scott when they go thrifting. And this is Old Fart Tuesday, Becky. Are you going out today? I can't go out anymore till September, the middle of September. I spent all my money on my birthday. I went to Pearl and Debbie's and Pam's sale. I spent a bundle there. And what else did I spent? I spent some stuff on Amazon, like those white paint pens, but I've been using coupons or gift cards, and those really cut the price down. She's not sure if she's going, but thrifting, Becky. But I enjoy when she and Scott sit down and go through their thrift finds. Becky always finds yarn and fabric. I'm so jealous. I go and I find junk. No, what did it, I found that round tin for $6. Oh, I was watching this guy. This guy, I snapped a picture of him. I thought he'd be fun to draw. He is on YouTube. He is restoring a French chateau. And it's fun to, it was a place for, during World War II, when the Germans were going to occupy France and they were invading France. Well, that French chateau back in the 1940s was operational, and I don't know if it burned. I don't know. It's a complete shell now. But in the 1940s during World War II was where they took orphans and people that they were children that they were trying to shelter. And I think he located a man who actually lived there, and he's elderly now because it was in 1940. So, but it's really fun to watch, and it just amazes me that he doesn't have a huge construction crew. He has one or two men helping him, like when he needs to. Well, there's a guy running a machine to remove trees and stuff like that, the old brush. But it's really interesting to watch him work. And he does the majority of that work himself. And that's a big old building. And he's putting in floors now, and he's repairing the brick, the cement wall. It's really interesting to watch. It's sort of like if you guys watch Off the Ranch, that veterinarian who doesn't do veterinary anymore. Well, he does it. He probably is a veterinarian, but he doesn't film. He has another doctor in there filming Vet Ranch. But this is Off the Ranch. And they bought, not only did they buy an old abandoned mansion and restore that, the veterinarian and his family, he restored all of that. Now down in Texas, they're located down in Texas, and he bought an abandoned resort down in Texas. It was at the Guadalupe something or other resort, and he's restoring that resort. He must be rich, that's all I can say. But it's fun to watch them upgrade all those old buildings. I wish they'd come to Nebraska and upgrade some of the schoolhouses, because some of these small towns have the most wonderful. If I had the money, I would love to have a studio in an old school, one of those old schoolhouses. But you know, you would have to almost upgrade the whole thing. You think about the heating and the air conditioning. They didn't have air conditioning in my old school, but escape to rural France. Yes, that's it. That's it, Janet. Escape to rural France. It's really interesting. Oh, Mary. Escape to Rural France, the boys and I follow that channel, Janet says. It's really fun to watch. And what amazes me is here he's a young man, and he's doing the majority of this work himself, but he's so talented, and I watch him carry buckets. I go, don't fall off that ladder. You know, and he probably has to adjust his camera angle or have several cameras. Dee Dee says, your haul videos are fun, Becky. Yeah, they really are. You all should watch Sleeper Dude and his family. They took a trip west. Drop a link to that, Becky. I'm going to take a look at it. Icy says, good morning. Good morning, Icy. Cindy says she adores morning glories. Dee Dee says, I think she's talking to Becky. She says, Hubs and I watched your last two hauls, Beck. Hubs was trying to figure out what Scott was thinking when you were unfurling the yarn. Scott's quite a handy guy to have around, huh, Becky? All right. Becky dropped a link to that Sleeper Dude and his family. They took a trip west. Becky dropped a link to that. So Scott is an enabler, Becky says. Hi, Chris. Good morning. Chris streams on Saturday and Sunday mornings around 6 or 7 in the morning on Saturday and Sundays. And she'll drop pictures of stuff on Facebook and Instagram. I don't know if it's on Instagram. I see them on Facebook of her art. Chris does a beautiful, Chris is down in Mexico. She does beautiful art. She's a teacher. The trip is the same trip that his grandparents took in 1976. Oh, that's interesting, Becky. All right, I'm not getting the birds drawn here. So let's start. I might go pretty quiet in chat, so I'll just leave you guys up to the mods. Be good. What I said about these birds when I drew them was, if you look at this picture, you can tell that this larger bird takes up about 3/4 of the area. And I did that, and then the smaller bird takes up the other 1/4, except for his body comes out into here, probably halfway through. And I think that I did that pretty good. And my first one that I drew, you gotta be nice. The first one that I drew, I think I got the composition. I messed up on the eye here. And I did it again. I wasn't happy with my watercolor background. I needed to practice. And my second one, I think this bird looks mean. I think this bird looks more loving as far as birds go. This one looks like he could probably peck at this. This one says, oh, honey. So what I want to do is draw on these first. And so I'm going to try and attempt this in pencil. And I'm drawing it. I want to draw it so the flap comes out to the right. So when I address this here, and at first I was saying the envelopes is your art, but I decided to make a card and put inside the envelope. I'm going to print these off and put it in here. I'm going to lower the density on my printer. I think I got this way too dark. But the card fits in there nice, and they'll have a card that maybe they can put in their journal or whatever, or send to somebody. Don't send it back to me, Becky. So we're going to draw, and let's see, I want it to go like this. So I start out with the body of this little bird here, and I have to think about 1/4. So his body is going to come down into here, and I'm just going to kind of lightly do it with my pencil first, just to kind of get, and I was drawing in ink, but on these I think I'm going to do it in pencil. And his head comes out sort of like so, and I'm just kind of sketching it in. His body comes there, and then this bird's, the larger bird's beak comes about 3/4 or about halfway through the little bird's eye. So let's put in his beak here, and his eye maybe right about, and I'm just going to kind of just put a circle there. So, and see, I've got more than 1/4. I'm probably about 1/3, so I think I want to move that over a little. I think I got it over too far. So let's move this whole thing over a little. Put that bird's, well, let me mark here, because that's, well, that's probably even too, more like that. 4/4, because a half there, well, even more. Maybe this is a little bit more than 1/4, but that head needs to come down more like, ha! More like so. And his eye will be right about in here. His beak will be right about here. So his body is going to come down like so. And I struggled with this left eye on me, but as I look at it now, I was looking at it and I go, I think I got it pretty good on here. I think I'm going to leave it, because on this bird, the left eye, well, you can kind of see a little bit of yellow there, but the left eye do not show at all like the right eye does. They're sitting at an angle. And I shouldn't enlarge this, because every time I enlarge it, I draw larger. So if I put the eye in here, then the larger bird's beak comes right about here, right about in there. And his eye comes right there, and his head comes, and I'm going to draw each one of these birds, hand draw them on every envelope. So as I draw, some of them may look different than others, because, well, that's the way it goes. Now see, I think I got that head too large again. Make that smaller. Let's put his body in here. Maybe that'll help me do the head. His body comes down this way, and like this. And this wing kind of comes like, I'm right in there. And then he has some wings coming down, or feathers, coming down that way. And then, yeah, this comes down here to his feet. Yeah, his head was way too large. And I probably have this little, I'll probably have to make this one smaller too. So his comes down like that. I don't want too strong of pencil marks in here. I'm just trying to get the composition of this. It comes way down, kind of like that, and then the tail feathers. Now his tail feathers are kind of short, and they don't angle down so much as what I have them, but I kind of, well, maybe I don't. I'll put them more like so. And if you enlarge his tail and look at it in here, you'll see where these come diagonal, and then there are some others that kind of go a little bit a different angle. So I got these coming down this way, and these coming, and I think I said there were 4 of them. And they get smaller, and then you got these coming up here, like so. And then his feet, and his feet have this interesting claw on them. And if you look in here, you can see the feathers coming off of his leg. I don't think I did that so great on the other. Got a leg there and a leg here. Then you got these interesting claws. He doesn't look like he has a toenail there. He has kind of a, I think that's part of the wood. He's got these sharp toenails. I don't know if this thumb, if you want to call that the thumb and these the fingers, I don't know if it has, I don't see a claw on that, a sharp point. I don't know if they do or not, but I don't see one on this bird. And then he's kind of holding on here. And he has a sharp point. And then you can kind of see the other one behind and the sharp point of it. And then this other point comes way out over this way. Like that. Now, let's go back to the little bird. The little bird kind of looks like he might have his wing kind of behind the big bird. See how it extends out that way? And it makes this arch right in here. Kind of reminds me of that picture, that arch that you see out in the west, that rock where you always see the, like this is all red rock in here. That's what this reminds me of. And then they're sitting on a stump, which would come down this way. All right, so let's go back, and I think I need to redo this back here of this bird. He kind of comes up a little, and this is interesting because his head, you see, he has this, his head kind of has this little archway there, little hill right in there, and I might have it a little much. Something like that. And I'm sorry for the shadow. I need a light clamped up above me. I'll get there. I've got lights on both sides, but it casts a shadow while I'm drawing. All right, so I tend to make the eyes bigger than they are. Let's make these eyes, because he's got a pretty small head to fit on this envelope. See how big that eye is? And his beak comes in here, and there's some feathers, and his eye really kind of comes right in there, because he's got all of this going on up in here for his eye and over in here. You know, I'd love to have magical powers where I'm drawing. You know how you zoom in on your camera? How you zoom in? I'd love to be able to do that with my paper. Sometimes I will sit and I'll go, oh, that's paper, you know, and then I could get the detail, and then I could zoom back out and make it an envelope again. Imagination. Imagination. Becky said, I see its claw arched away from the long. Yeah. Yeah, its claw comes kind of down. It comes here and then kind of down this way. Maybe not that long. Like this. something like that. And then it's holding on to the stump down here. I think I did this claw better on this one than I did on that, although it's not bad here. It's not too bad. I think Becky is talking about the claw, the point on this. She said, oh, there's that. Is a claw back here? Are you saying the claw is back here? Is that what you're talking about? The claw comes out at the top of the toe. Well, yeah, I see these. But this is just a line. Is that a claw or is that part of the wood? I have trouble. See, and then I see that. At the top of the toe, are you talking about that being a claw? And this being the bottom of the toe and this being the top of the toe? That could very well be. Oh, she says no. All right. Well, I'm going to leave it like this. I think it's probably the best I can do for now. I want to move on. Let's see. He's got feathers underneath of his beak there. He's got the side of his head. His beak comes out like this, and then there's some white in there, and this gets dark again. And I'm not going to dwell too long on this because I want to do the other drawings. I just kind of want to get the bird in there, and then I'll when I paint them, I'll put in all the spots and all of that. So he's got these white spots in there. So let's do the little bird. Now, the bird's beak here meets his eye. So I might have to adjust this. I think I'm happy with the big bird. Let's change that beak just a little up at the top. Make it a little more curvy. And his eye is in there. So this beak meets sort of the midpoint of the eye here. And I gotta make sure I don't get those eyes too big. And there is some fur in there. And he's got that white arch eyebrow there. And then his head comes out this way, and then he's got white coming that way. I'm over in here. And then he's got a beak in here. And let's shade this in a little. And we'll shade this in a little so you can see where I'm going with that. And then he's got this is his beak. And then he's got this white fur kind of coming down. He's got fur coming down there, or feathers, like I said, fur coming down there. Now his head, though, his head kind of comes up like that and meets the eye of that, and then his body kind of comes down. And I say he's got bed hair over here. Looks like he might have been laying on his side or something, because it's all kind of squishy and matted. It's not pretty. You can't see all the... But maybe this is a female bird too, or maybe it's just the way that it's angled. You can kind of see some white spots in there. But it's not defined too well. So I'm just going to kind of sketch the outline here. There. And the same way in here, this gets really dark down in here. Gets kind of shady dark all down in there. And it looks like its tail is sticking out. I thought it was a foot, but I think it's its tail right in there. And it comes around, and then you can kind of see a foot, I think, here. right in there, and then it comes down like so. And I think I'm pretty happy with this, but when I get to watercoloring it, I'll do better. This could come out just a little bit more, since it could come out a little more. We'll leave it like that. And of course it's all dark in there. Once you get to watercoloring on it, it'll look more like owls. All right, so there's one of my several. I'm going to go on to another one. So again, I'm going to try to mark off a fourth here, or approximate fourth, to keep this. And I'll adjust it as I go, kind of get that head in there. And I'm working off of the body of the bird here and the head in there. And then I'm going to put an eye here. But when I started sketching the eye over here, I had to adjust that because I had to adjust for the size of the bird. So I'm just going to kind of put a mark there. The beak of this bird comes halfway down to the eye, and that's kind of my reference point in there. And I don't want to get that bird too big. That's what I did on that other one. I made him too big. And he's got, and that might even be, I'll leave it like so. And his eye comes right about in here. And I tend to want to make the eyes big. I might have to adjust that. And he has that white fur coming in, or feather white area there. His body comes this way. And he's got this little raised area of his back of his neck in there. And I'm still working on that. Kind of comes around. Let's see. I think this is a little bit, yeah. Alright. And he comes around like this, comes down. He's got a wing in here. Comes down like so. And he's got another area in here. And I'm just kind of sketching out, getting them compositionally, so that when I go in and paint, I'll probably adjust it a little bit more, but I just want to kind of get it. And I could do one and try to trace it off on the others, but I need to practice. All right, he's got a foot coming here like this, and these feathers coming, call them wings, coming down here. So they'll all look just a little bit different. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Because he's got, let's adjust this eye a little. Eye kind of has a straight line there, and you don't see the full eye, you just see a part of it in there. And then it's got fur, feathery fur coming around that way, and it might need, yeah, come down a little bit way. Now the other little owl, here's the beak, so the eye would come right about in here. And he has that same little owl eye, little V character in there, little V shaped. And his beak, his little beak, and there's black around the eye in there. And it comes up like this, and I'll probably be adjusting this while I'm, beak might be a little large. Make that beak a little smaller. He's got some white fur coming, white feathers coming down. He's got black coming there. And then he comes, his body comes, oh, that doesn't look right to me. Let's do that again. The eye in here. Feathers coming out this way. Dark coming there. Comes out this way, his beak. And it comes like that. I like that a little better. Feathers coming that way. And kind of comes down. Now I think if you look at these, this bird looks bigger than this bird, but I like this. So little subtle changes on these things. They're still owls. They're still owls. Put the little tail off over here, and then the stump, and we got to get his claw in there. I think this might be the back claw, you know, the thumb, and then I think the claw kind of is holding on to the stump back here. That's the claw, the arch, Becky says. No, the claw comes out at the top of the toe. Well, I see the claws over here, but I don't see a claw in there. I see this other one kind of holding on to the back over this way. I think that, or that could be part of the tree. I'm not sure what that black line there is. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'd have to look at that bird in another view. But we're just going to, I'm going to draw it like I see it. I don't see a, oh, wait. I think I see what Becky's saying. Is this a claw here? Arching this way. But it's a skinny claw, because that's bark in there, but that's a pretty skinny claw right there. So, and he must have a claw back there, too, to hold on the back. I think Becky might be saying this is a claw. Becky says, yes, yes, yes. All right, well, let's go put it in then. It's a skinny claw. Becky said she finally got it. Go see, it blends in so much. I can't expand it anymore, but it really does blend in to the tree trunk. And it almost looks like a ring going around there. But I think the claw is skinny. I'm seeing it now. And it ends right about there, and then you got this tree trunk in here, and it really blends in. I need a sip of water. Becky said she finally got it. She finally got it. All right. I want to get these done. What time is it? It's 7:44. So I'll be on maybe another hour and 20 minutes. Let's see how many of these I can get done. And I might come on. Well, Becky, are you going to stream tomorrow morning? If Becky doesn't stream, or even if she does, I might come on, and then if Becky pops on, I'll pop off. I'd like to see Becky stream more. We like Becky. I'd like to see her, convince her to stream on Monday and Wednesday mornings. She says no. Becky, are you going to do a fall journal? At one point you said we should do a fall journal, like that spring journal that you did. I'll let her, I have hard enough time doing my own projects. I'll let Becky control her work. So it's got a skinny claw there, and it's got a black there, and it's got a claw here, and another toe, and another claw, and then it's got a claw coming out there. Oh, that's pretty good work there, Meri. I think I got it. I'll go back in and revise this one a little. And so once you understand it, it's easier to do. So the claw kind of comes out there, and there's this black piece there. And you know, and I don't have to put all that texture in there. I could make these claws stand out a little bit more by not putting so much wood in there. And then there's another one in here. And then there's this one over here peeking out, the last one over in here. This is where I need a sharper pencil. All right. And I'm not going, this is all dark in there. I'm not going to try to draw all that in like I did before. And this bird has all these white spots. I'll be doing that when I paint it. I think I'm happy with this for the most part. There's feathers coming down this way, forming his head. So I got 2 sketches out of my several done. So Christy and Karen Kay and Nina, and I think I had, what, 5 others? And I was going to make an extra one. So I'm going to kind of go into production mode here. But I want to, by the time I get this done, I'll be doing these birds in my sleep. They'll be haunting my sleep. All right. So 1/4, kind of, maybe a little bit more than 1/4. Maybe, what, 5/8? Just kind of get the placement on here to remind myself that this bird doesn't take up the whole page. And then I kind of put in the head and the body just to start out, but I found that, and then maybe the eye over just a little, and then I find that if I start on this bird and then come back to my smaller bird, it seems to work. So if I put the eye right in there, this beak comes right about in here. And if you look at this beak, it's really interesting because they got these black notches right at the top of their beak. It's really interesting to study these birds. I didn't do that on these. I'm going to put them in there just for the fun of it, if I remember that they're there. And this one's not as detailed as my first one, but it's enough to get me started painting. Oops, I've really messed that up. Kind of like that. All right. So we're off onto this one. Make this a little bit bigger. And I'll be adjusting it. And then they got all these, and I tend to get too big. I tend to grow big, but let's see, the eye may be over in here. And I like how his eye, I think part of what makes him look like an owl is that eye. This eye is completely round. This eye, he's kind of got an eyelid coming down over his eye. So it's more like that. More like that. And I don't know if I really accomplished that on these. This one I did. But that eye might be too big yet, but we're going to leave it. And he's got that white coming that way and white going up this way. And his head comes back this way and arches. And let's resize it. Comes this way, arches down. I might have to adjust the size of that head. I might have it a little big. And we'll see. Let's put the eyeball in there. And this other bird. Okay. So his beak like that, and his, adjust this a little. Well, I draw with pencil. If I were doing this with an ink pen, I wouldn't be doing all this adjusting, but something, because I'm drawing with a pencil, says you have permission to erase and resketch. When I'm drawing with an ink pen, I don't resketch as much. Well, I do resketch, but I think I have more permission to adjust things with a pencil. It just gives me permission. It gives me permission. Like I'm doing this eye here. That's the outer part. And then he's got an eyeball right in the center. Right there. And then he's got all that black around it. And then he's got white hair, white eyebrow, kind of coming that way. And then another one angling up this way. And then his beak kind of comes out here. I tend to want to make them larger than they are. I think I have it. And head comes out, and I'm just doing little marks, just kind of sketchy marks. And it wants to come up like that, and feather come down like that, kind of, right in here. And then he's got this other feather, these other feathers, tail feathers, I guess you could call them. They're shorter tail feathers. This, I think, this comes more like that. And then you have another brown area in here. I think there's a line in there, and then another line coming down this way. So these kind of fall down into the longer pieces down here. And then these come out this way, sort of. I'm just kind of getting the placement. I'm not sure about this area here. I'm gonna leave it though, and kind of comes out and down, and then he has this where his legs come. Here, like so. And he's got tail feathers coming this way. And I'll have to adjust those. I'm just getting them into where, erasing those and redoing them. Let's do his legs here and his wonderful claws. Now that I understand it, it looks like a tree branch. And then the claw comes this way and down this way. And then he has that skinny toenail there, and he's got a clump there. This claw comes out like so. And it's got a toenail there. And another one up here. and a toenail. A claw. I'm calling it a toenail. And he's got 2 legs here. Alright. I think I'm pretty happy with this. I kind of like the angle here. I don't know if I got sort of an angle there, but not. This kind of angles a little bit better in there, like that. What did I do on this one? Well, I sort of have it in there. See, as you sketch, this was, I think, my second one. No, this was the second one. Which one was the second? This was the second one. This was the first one. And look how much different they are. I think I have this head better in here. I think this needs to be shortened a little. And this bird looks surprised. His eye is bigger here. Let's make his eye a little smaller. There, I think I like that better. And then as you sketch, you know, and as you talk yourself through all of this, you start to understand it more. Just like that claw. I didn't see that claw. Becky said, it's there at the tip of the top of the toe. She finally got it. All right, come around this way, and I'm just kind of placing that bird in there compositionally. He's got some white feather coming down this way, and around his beak, and down this way. Kind of calling it a beard in there. And then his body comes down like so, and this is where all that matted fur is. And I'm thinking this is a female. And I don't think it has this distinct spots. And we're seeing more of the tummy area. If we could see the tummy area of this bird, it might be as dark as this, as far as the no spots in there. But I'm wondering if this female bird does not have spots on his back. I think the male birds, and I don't know, I'm just talking. You guys know more than me about this. Male birds, I think, have more distinct prettiness than the females. The females kind of downplay their beauty. So, you know, like, they're not as spotted and pretty and everything because they don't want to get attacked by predators. See, the tail comes down this way, and then we have the stump in here. This could come down a little bit more, but we're going to put it just like this. And I'm not going to worry about drawing all the detail in this. I'm just kind of getting the outline. And I don't like this here. Kind of comes down a little bit more. And this is where he has white coming down this way, and it has those black things on their nose. All right. So there's 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go on. I'm going... Christy, Karen K, Mina. I'm doing one for Mina because of her owl book. And then there's the giveaway that I had. I think I had 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an extra for me, even though I have that one I messed up on. But and it's 8 o'clock, so I got an hour. And I still got lead in my pencil. It's getting a little dull, but it's okay to sketch the outline of the birds. All right. So I'm marking off the 5/8 area just to kind of get the placement. The top of the bird's head here. Whoops. Maybe over a little bit more. right in there. And I'll be adjusting that. And we're going to kind of put the eye right in here just to get it in there. I might have to pull, I feel like I've got, well, let's put that other bird here, his beak right in here, and his eye right there, and the other eyebrow in there, his head coming up and back, and let's put his eye. I love his eye, how he has that eyebrow like that, and of course then it's round there, and kind of back this way, make that a little. I have permission to erase and sketch with a pencil, and his head coming back. This area here interests me because you can see where it kind of arches back, and then it comes up this way, kind of rounds up and down, curves down. And now I can work off of this. His head, his eye, right in here. Make it round and a round dot in there. And then those white feathers in here and going up this way, and then his head coming that way. And he gets right out here to the edge. I think I have this other one a little bit closer. I think I have this one over this way a little more, because his body is hardly fitting on here. And I don't want to adjust everything, so we're going to leave it. And he comes this way. He's got a little beak in here. And he's got his white beard coming down. And I'm just kind of placing where I think things should go. Working off of the eyes and the beak and the shape of the body. And if we're coming down that way, let's do this wing. I might have his eye down a little further. And look, this is following more at the bottom of the eye. So I need to either adjust his beak or the eyes, and I think I'll do the beak. This beak needs to come up a little higher. The bottom needs to come right there. And so this eye needs to be moved up in here. And of course it's dark in there. And I'll be adjusting this again when I color. But his beak, the tip of this beak falls about midpoint to the eye. And I had it way down here. And so let's put in, this is his beak. This is the fur going up, or the feathers going up. And the shape of the head is not there. And so it kind of comes like so, and like so, and then the head, I might have this going a bit too high. Redo that. In here like so, and then up and back, and then that as he's arching his neck in there. There. I think that's a little better. I'm not sure I have this right, but I'm going to move on. this is not right yet. This is his eye here. When I redo the eye. Feathers come there. White feathers up in there. So the eye, he's got that eyelid that comes like that. I like that better. And he's got, yeah, I'm a little bit happier with that. And his wing. His wings are interesting because it's got this area and then it's got this area that comes down. So let's do that area. And then it's got this area in here. Like that. And this isn't right. It's more of a smooth line. And down like so. And this comes way down and makes the tail feathers down here. I don't, you know, as a rule, I really don't do pretty birds. I always struggle with birds, just like when I'm doing a little art journal page. My birds always look weird. Well, I'm learning to draw birds. Alright, so this is all feathery in here. And then we get down into the feet. And you get this kind of a, almost looks like a chicken leg there to me. Right in there. And then his wing kind of arches right into here. This is all dark. This comes down. I've got this still pretty close to the edge. We're going to leave it. Am I happy with it? I don't know. Let's put in the leg. His legs are not as big as, and that arch, I mean, they're not long. They're little short legs. And the little claw coming this way, and the black one at the back, and then the big, no, I don't call it a big toe, the long toe, and I think I'm getting these claws now. And then another claw kind of peeking out there. I think this kind of angles up more. I have it kind of, on all of these, I kind of bring the tail down a little bit more. It kind of comes more angled, but that's because of the size of the envelope that I'm working on. And I'm going to let it kind of come down a little bit more, and then it's got feathers that come down this way. And I'm pretty happy with it. I'm not unhappy. This little bird, I'm not even going to work with all of this. He's got this white area in here. And feathers underneath of his eye. I'm just kind of getting it placed in there. I'll work with it when I paint it. And then we got this stump coming in here. So I'm going to call that one pretty much done. Got more of a flatter head here, I think. Oh, we're gonna move on. I want to get these sketched, or at least the outline sketched, and I'll be adjusting them when I paint. All right, my pencil. I'm going to go out and get I'm going to go get my pencil. Hopefully I can just reach for them. Oh, I got to stretch my legs. Hopefully they're right here. I got them in my hand. They're the Ticonderoga. I'm going to have to move that box of fabric. I bump it every time I come in here. Okay, Meri. I get these at the Dollar Tree. Not Dollar Tree, the Dollar General's where I got these. Ticonderoga. They say they're the best pencil. They're HB pencils. Premium wood. Ticonderoga. Got a little bit of a sharper point. You know, I got drawing pencils. Derwent, I guess they're Derwent or some kind. You think I can find them? All right, let's move on. Let me take a look at chat. Let me refresh my chat. It's a good point to come out and say hello to everybody. Arlene says, hi, Angela. Adele, hi, Angela. Welcome in. Mina's here. Mina says, if you haven't already done so, please give me... Oh, thank you, Mina. Thank you, guys, for the thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. Arlene says she thinks the birdies look great. I got to name them. And I'm just pulling, you know, I'm not saying this one is going to a specific person. You know, and I look at these and I'll be adjusting these. That eye is way too big. That eye is way too big. I'll be adjusting things as I go. I got to adjust this while I'm thinking of it. Let's make that eye a little smaller. It's still kind of big. But it's a little smaller. Let's see. How did I say this? I've already done Janet. So I got Christy and... if I keep repeating these. Christy and Nina and who else? Karen Kay's mother. Christy, Mina. Christy, Mina, Karen Kay's mom. And this is the first of the giveaways. I've got 4 more to do. Rain Girlie said, had the door open about 3 minutes talking to the man at my door. Stupid fly snuck in. You know, is it hot where you are, Cindy? Or is it cooler weather over there because it's a different... Are you over in Australia? I think Rain Girl's over in Australia. You in Australia now? Where are you at, Rain Girl? Or do I have you misplaced? Thank you, Angela. Hi, and welcome in. And who else is here? Mina says, oh, let's see. Arlene says, I think your birds look great. Chris says, hi, Arlene. Or, hi, what did Chris say? Hi, Arlene. Dara's here. Arlene says, hi again. Becky says, next month. Okay, she says next month. So Becky's not going to stream tomorrow morning, so I may pop on and work on these birds. I want to get my birds mailed and these birds mailed and the tatting that I did for Becky and Kitty Jen mailed. The clusters went out. I had a cluster giveaway. You should be getting those any day now. Yes, it's very hot and humid. You're in Mississippi. Well, I thought you were over in Australia. Were you ever over on the other side of the world, just maybe for a trip or something? Do I have you all confused with somebody else? Is there another Cindy over in Australia? You're in Mississippi. Oh, and it's hot and humid. I can imagine. It's hot and humid in Nebraska. And you're down south. We're a little bit more central in the States. And we're hot and humid. Kimberly says, not here. Got all my watering done for the day. Yeah, I need to get out and water my flowers. She says it's hot here, not here. Not here, it's hot here. Kimberly, I'll get it spit out. Oh, is that Julie? Is that Julie that I'm thinking of? Is her name Julie Parker? She goes into Lisa's stream. It's Julie that I'm thinking of. Okay, well, I'll try to bring you back to the States, Cindy. Or Rain Girl, Cindy. Yeah. There's another Cindy, and she's in Australia, Arlene says. I get you all mixed up. I don't even, you just have to straighten me out as I spit it out. Yell at me. Throw your shoes at me. It's so muggy. Yeah, those poor kids that go to school in this weather, even with air conditioning. Even with air conditioning, it's so uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable. I just think they start school way too early. I guess it's their schedules and all of that. They have different schedules, but we never started school until after Labor Day, and I think that's soon enough. Even if you have to, and they don't get out until June anyway. They give them too many vacation days in the winter. This, sending your kids to school in 100-degree weather just doesn't rock and roll with me. For the most part, Mina says, flies and mosquitoes haven't been a problem this year. It's too hot and dry for them. I guess the weather is changing, so that may change too. Yeah. Cindy Ring Girl says, Mary, I could never remember where everyone lives. Well, if you come in here enough, and if I say it on my tongue enough, I tend to remember. But, who else did I have? Wondrous Nature. I think I had her, was it Wondrous Nature I had over in Wales? And I forget, she's in the States. I forget what state. You look like you belong in Wales. All right, let me move on. What did I do here? I got this guy. I made a picture of the birthday card that Becky put into Facebook. What's get back into my bird. Oh, I'm into my mail. I'm there. On Facebook, Becky dropped a birthday card, and I did a screen print of it. I'm going to print it off and put it in my art journal. I think I've covered chat pretty well. All right, so let me go back to my birdies here, kind of marking off 5/8 of an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch, but I need that. So when I don't start with this area, I tend to put the head too close to the border. I have to kind of just put in a line there to remind myself that this area in here needs to be there. And then I kind of know that I put in this beak. Let me put in the beak. And I tend to get it too big. And let's put the eye right up in here. And that gives me a kind of a placement for this little guy. And then I know that this bigger bird's beak kind of comes halfway to the eye. And there's just a little bit of space in there. So we'll make that beak right in here. And then he's got eyebrow. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excusez-moi. I've got my paper towels out here before I started. Otherwise, I'm looking all over for them during the stream. I tried to get everything together today. Excuse me. I had to sneeze and blow my nose. Now I need to sanitize my hands. After I blow my nose, I don't like to handle my stuff that's going out. I don't think that's too sanitary. So let me do my hands a little here. You know, believe it or not, I am conscious of those things. All right. I did sanitize my hands, so I'm ready to sketch again. Oh, Meri, Meri, Meri. So this bird's eye comes right about here, and he's got that eyelid on there. And he's got feathers in there. Feathers coming up this way. And then his eyeball itself, you only see a part of it. And then there's feathers coming out this way. And then that arch of that head, that part that poofs up is there. And you kind of see a little bit of an eyebrow up in there. And I don't think I have that as defined on my other. But that may be a little bit too much, because I've got to do his back. So I might have to adjust all of that, because I got to get the bird's wing on here. And so I'm going to have to shorten all of this. I have permission when I'm using a pencil to adjust things. So this eye, I think I've got it way too big. So let's make it smaller. A little smaller. So I can get this bird's. When I'm doing my own art just for me, I don't tend to erase and adjust as much. I don't tend to erase and adjust as much. But when I'm doing art for you guys, well, I wouldn't say I do the best. I could always improve. There's always room for improvement. All right, so he's a little fatter, I think, in here. Let's draw this wing here, kind of comes like so, and then this area here, and I'm just kind of blocking it in. Let's get rid of this up at the top, all of this up there, and then I might have to bring that beak, replace that beak right in here, which means that I'm going to move this eye. You'd think after I drew it 10 times I could get it, but I'm still always working with it. All right, so the feathers come down like so, and he has that kind of a, like that, and then this wing comes down like this, and I point those feathers down a little bit more. Well, actually, like that for these, and then there are some that come down there, and I'll be readjusting those. And then there's this wing, and then that ends there, and then there's another feathery part in here, and then these kind of go back. And I'm pretty happy with that. Let's do this beak again in here. And then you cannot see what's going on over here, his eye. And maybe up a little too high. All right, so that means this little guy comes, I'm going to readjust all of this. After I get I kind of put this in to get a start, and then as I this is just what I'm chattering about. As I get more detailed, I've kind of been erasing it and replacing things. He's got a white eyebrow there, and another one that comes up this way, like that. His head comes there. He's got his beak in here, like that, and then he's got that white beard that comes down his neck and off over this way, and there are feathers coming in there. And then his body kind of comes out. Actually, this bird might come down a little bit more. They kind of come that way. You can kind of see his foot in there. And this kind of comes this way, and then there's kind of a tail feather in there. Is that big enough? Or maybe I should make that come down a little bit more. Let's see. Well, let's put his feet in. That might help me gauge. Let's put his claws in. He's got this toe coming out this way, and a little bit of a claw there. And I've got the claws now. And I've got those down, I think. And one coming out this way, and another foot. Something like that, and he's holding on to the stump. So this birdie, I'm just kind of sketchy that in there, and this kind of comes up like that, like that. And he has white coming that way, and they have those nose job things. All right, so he looks like he's got his wing out here. I'm not sure what's going on in there, but that's how I'm making it, because that's how the picture is. So it's got that arch right in there. And actually comes down a little bit more like that. And we can bring that up a little, and his body. He's got a little bit of a foot in here, and a little bit of a tail sticking out in there. And then the tree stump. I'm pretty happy with that. And a tree stump going in here. So I'm going to leave that. Just kind of getting in the sketchy sketch part. So that's my second giveaway one, and it's almost 8:30. I don't know if I'll get, even if I get 3 giveaway ones, I'll have 2 to do. But I've done all these this morning, plus chat, and I guess that's all I did. What else did I do this? Oh, I did that, open those white pins. All right. Oh, I hope I drew these right. I wasn't paying attention to where my flap of my envelope went. Well, it opens on this side, on this one. It opens on this side on that one. I got them all opening on the left-hand side, except for this one. This is my first one, because I said, and you can tell the difference between, which one did I just finish? This one? Look at the difference. You know, I did not, as I sketch, I think I get better as I go. I'll have to adjust that. I don't really like that. This one's pretty good. This one I think is my best one. These two are my best. So I need to go in. This one's not bad. This one's not bad. This one needs some work. Now, this little bird needs some work. But let's move on. So, about 3/4 or an inch over here. a fourth of the page. A fourth of the page. I say 3/4 of an inch, but Meri's chattering away. Chattering away. All right. So right in there, and let's start with the body of the little bird in here. That seems to work for me, and then I get the placement of the beak, and I tend to make them too big, and the eye, which I will have to resketch probably, in there, which means, see, I'm already resketching. That's okay, Meri. It's okay to resketch. All right. So, this big bird's beak comes halfway down his eye, so that eye is too close to the beak. Just move it over just a little in there. And let's give him his eyebrow. I'll probably have to erase it again, but all right. So the big bird's beak ends halfway down the little bird's eye, like that. Maybe not quite so big. And then he's got the eyebrow kind of coming like that, going off over this way. And then his eye. If I slowed down a little, and studied this, I would probably be much better at it. But when I'm online, I tend to want to get it done. All right, so there's dark up in here. This is his eye. This is his other eyebrow. His head comes up, and maybe up a little more, down, and then the arch of that neck in here. And then the body comes down this way, the wing, and in here. And I'm doing this area. I think it goes a little bit more like this, though. It's not so straight, it comes out a little more. More like that. And then this shorter wing in here. And then the little tail feathers underneath of it. And then this area, this wing in here, coming down like that. And then those tail feathers come down this way, and these go out this way. And I think there were, and I'll be adjusting this when I'm, all right, when I'm painting it. I'll be redoing stuff, surely. Tummy comes down this way, and his legs right in there. I don't like this area here. There, it's a little better. All right. The leg area comes here, short legs, and the claw coming down this way with the claw, and a claw out this way with a claw, a toe, and another one behind it. And then you can kind of see the claw of the third one. That might be a little big. I might have to shorten that up a little. And I think this kind of comes down a little bit more. A little bit more of an angle here. And the feathers come down that a little bit more. Alright, we're going to leave it. We're going to leave it. I'll be messing with it tomorrow or the next day. I won't get these all done tomorrow. I might work on them again on Thursday. I want to do some tatting this afternoon. I want to finish up my tatting. There will not be tats with the envelopes. There'll be cards with it. Alright, he's got a little bit of a tail feather there and a little bit of a foot there. And this is the tree trunk in here. And we're going to define his head a little bit more in there. His eye coming in there. I think I'm going to leave that one. I'll probably adjust it, but it got the shape in there. It got the shape for the most part. So I think I have 2 left. And it's 8:36. No, I've got 3 left. We'll keep on moving. Well, this one goes out to the right, too. These others I did this way. It doesn't really matter. Alright. Kind of mark off 1/4 of the envelope. Yeah, I'm just kind of putting in basic sketches. And they'll change as I work on them. They'll change. Alright, so I'm starting off with the body of the little bird in here. His little head in here. And I put in the beak. And the eye. His eye is round. And then the white feathers eyebrow on both sides. And the little head. This is his eye. I'll have to probably redo it, but the big bird's beak comes in here. And his eyebrow and the other eyebrow kind of going up this way. And his eye kind of slants down. Maybe a little over. And then his head and the back of his neck and his fur kind of in there. I'll have to adjust this as I go. This is his beak, the neck in here, and then the back of his wing here, kind of coming down that way, just kind of blocking it in. And see, it's got an area here, and then it's got another area that comes down, one underneath of it, and then another one that comes down to the tail feathers down this way. And I'm just kind of placing where they might go. And then that was this one. Then he's got his tummy area in here. It kind of comes down and where his legs start in here. Yeah, I'm happy with that for a fast sketch. His little toe and this toenail, this toe and that toenail, and there's another one in there and another one. All right, then there's this arched area in here, and this little bird kind of comes, kind of see that, and the little tail area right in there. And then the stump in there. Now let's go back over to here and see what I'm doing. He's got his beak there. He's got the little beard, the little white beard coming down this way. His eye. I never liked the eyes. It's round. It's round. There's not much space in there. I have to shorten his beak a little. And then, of course, it's all dark in there. And he's got that white eyebrow there. White eyebrow going up in here. And his head. And then his beak. So he's got feathers coming down this way. His beak comes right about where I had it before, but it looks different now. And then he's got his little white beard coming down in there. Okay. This one looks fatter to me for some reason. Probably because I don't have all that dark in there. We're going to leave this. I'm just getting the basic outline. This one looks older to me. I'm going to leave it. I'll readjust it tomorrow. I'm happy with this now. I'm not too happy with what's going on in there. I might have to... I have this eye coming slanting down more. On the others, I don't have that slant as much. It comes more up like that. And this area kind of, I gotta play with that. I like them like anyway. They're gonna be okay. She's talking to herself. All right. I'm just getting quick sketches in. We've got 2 left to do. Let's do this one. About 1/4 of the area, 1/4 of the page. We're going to start the little body of the little bird in here. Just kind of putting in marks. Can you guys see as I'm doing this stuff? I'm behind in my tablet. My tablet's lagging. I'm still drawing this line. Yeah, I guess you can see I need to come down a little more. I probably got a little bit out of frame. Sorry about that. All right. Let's put the little bird's beak here. Let's put his eye up in here. His eyebrow. So this bird, bigger bird's beak would come right about in there. And his eye coming up this way. His eyebrow coming this way. And his eye over in here. And he does have an eye, he has an eyelid here. And then, like that, kind of around, and he's got that arch Maybe not so high up there. It's got that arch. It kind of comes like so, around and down. Maybe not so archy. Around, kind of like that. And then this other little one down in here, tail feathers. And then this one coming down and forming the bottom tail feathers. And I'm just kind of placing them where I think they might go. And then his tummy area coming down and his foot kind of coming there. Claw, foot, claw, and a little toe in there. Oh, don't go dark on me. Now, claw in there, one up in there. Alright, so the little bird comes down in here. Nah, I don't know. I think his back comes up more. Like this whole area here. It comes up more like that. More like that. Now I like that a little better. And then he's got a little beak. Not such a big beak. In there. White coming there. His head coming there. And then he's got his beard coming down this way. Kind of meets. We'll be redoing that tomorrow. I just kind of want to get the shape of the birds in there. And got this space in here. He's got a little leg showing in there and a little bit of a tail coming out there. I'm not sure I like this area yet. It's a little hard to see. He's got those nose jobs there. And then his eye, his white of his feathers coming out that way. And then his head kind of comes in like that. That's a little better. Let's redo the eye. I tend to make the eyes too large. And then the little white eyebrow in there. So now he's too fat. Nah. He is a fat little bird, though. He is a fat little bird. No, tree stump in there. I'm happy with the placement. I'll be playing with it more tomorrow. But I'm just kind of getting the composition in there. Kind of getting the composition. I have one more. Can I quick, in a few minutes, just kind of put this last one in? Let's see, today is Tuesday, so Kathy Berg and Colleen will be on at 9, and Kathy, Calico Kate Kathy. Catitude comes on Stacy Catitude will be on. She comes on at 10 Eastern, so that's also 9. She comes on every day. This afternoon, I think Lisa and Tanya are on this afternoon or Thursday afternoon. I get those two, their schedules have changed so much I get confused. And then Tuesday night, I'll just save this one for tomorrow because I don't want to hurry through it. We got most of the sketches done. I'm going to pick my best one. Tonight, Beth Schuler will come on at... Beth Schuler will come on tonight at 6 Eastern. I think this is the one I said I needed to fix the eye on. I think this is probably between these two. Yeah, I'll be adjusting some of this. That one's not too bad, though. Is that the one I just worked on? I think this is probably my best. I'm just going to put them out like this, but I kind of want that one on top for my thumbnail. Let me come out and chat with you guys. Let me just do it like so. And let's take the envelope and put over here. I have to adjust for my thumbnail. Show what I did in chat today, in the stream today. How is that? How is that? All right. And I made the card. Now, I'll be zooming out. Let's zoom out just a little so you guys can see it. I see it. You guys probably don't. And already I don't like the shape of that head. Let's put it like that. There's Stacy May. Or her channel. Arlene is dropping channels. Poor Kathy. Wait, Kathy, what? Poor Kathy. What happened to Kathy? Oh, bummer. Thanks, Arlene. Let's see. Calico's title says, laryngitis, no live today. Oh, Kathy, Calico Kate, Kathy, has laryngitis. You know, when you stream, you chat for 4 or 5 hours. You can get laryngitis when you're streaming like this. It can. I always have my water in here. I never needed it too much today. Lisa Conway. Arlene dropped links to Lisa and Stacy May. Arlene says, Janet, I'm sorry I missed you and Freddie yesterday. I had a dental cleaning. Janet said, I never used them, Arlene. What did Arlene say? What did Janet never use? Rain Girl, Kathy Berg is linked twice above, Arlene says. I don't know what she never used. Who goes live at 9 a.m.? I thought I'd ask if anyone's scheduled. Well, there they all are. So it is 8:54. I want to wish you all a happy day. Go have a super duper day. Go have a super duper day. Enjoy the day while we have it. We don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, but we have today. Mary's jumping off of her stump, and I'm going to go finish my coffee and maybe crunch a little watermelon. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow morning, probably at 6, and I'll do a little bit of finish that other sketch and maybe start putting in some of the background on here. It's going to take me a while to do all of them. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.